All right, so you probably know what we're going to be talking about with the name High Carb Health. So the talk is about smart strategies for wealth, okay? And so what I want to talk to you about today is how my brother and I have created wealth through an online platform. So something a little bit different to how some people might get their money, I guess. This means that I can actually work wherever in the world, so I only need Wi-Fi to do what we do. And so my name is Shamiz Kachwalla. I am a certified health coach, and I've been a plant-based nutritionist for over 6 years now, and we've helped around 400 people transform their health. And it's only going to get bigger and bigger. So obviously, where did it all start? And obviously, if you saw my talk earlier, you'd know what I went through. So I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition called ulcerative colitis. Put me in hospital for about 6 weeks, and I lost my health completely. But I did manage to regain it through a whole food plant-based diet. This is a medically incurable disease. Okay, so medicine cannot cure it, but lifestyle can. And so that's why I went on to a whole food plant-based lifestyle, and this is me now. So I'm not bedridden. I can cycle 100 kilometers, no sweat. And because we changed, we had to tell someone. And you know, when you've got the answer to something, you're just itching to tell someone. That's how we felt. So how do you do that? How do you tell the world? YouTube. So we started to basically talk about this disease and basically what I do. So what I eat is basically all online, so that other people can actually see what I'm doing. And so this is how we created our online platform. And so by doing this, we got a lot of inquiries. And so people were like, hey, how did this guy do this? If he has been able to cure himself via food, then I should be able to do that too, because this disease is pretty bad. When you rely on you have to rely on medications for the rest of your life. And I didn't want to do that. So I needed some kind of change. I'm not someone that wants to be in the medical system. So it's a very simple concept. It's a very simple concept, the plant-based diet. Okay? And a lot of people think it's very confusing. It's like, how do I do this? How do I do that? But it's very simple, and this is how we work. We work in simple terms. Okay, that's basically what I do online. I talk about, how to do things very simplify. So, if you want to go, so basically we have over 600 videos on YouTube now with over 10,000 followers, and basically talking about the same thing, about this disease, and we have testimonials on there now as well. But the reason we started this again was because when I was sick and when I was recovering, we needed support. Okay, I needed that support from someone to say, hey, this is going to be fine, that's going to be fine. And this is what we set up here, so that people can kind of get that information for free. It's all there. And that's why we started this support system. So that's why we started online coaching, because people, when they go through this transition to a healthier lifestyle, it can be very hard. It's really hard. I found it really hard because I had a lot of cravings, but it was either cravings, or run to the bathroom many times. And so I kind of had to change, but I did so because I wanted to regain my health. I didn't want to be in bed or on the toilet the whole time. So yeah, what is plant-based? So what is a whole food plant-based diet? It's a diet that it's a diet that consists of omitting all animal products. So no fish, no butter, no milk, no cheese, no yogurt. Something that you guys already eat, but just omitting the unhealthy foods, like animal products. So this is what a plant-based diet looks like. There's nothing there that you wouldn't eat, right? it looks delicious. So you already know what to eat. It's just about omitting all the other things that are unhealthy for you. So it's basically eating lots of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, like my brother said in the other talk. French fries, they've all been baked potato chips, baked fries. So yeah, so you don't have to deep fry them. Yeah. So some people go plant-based for their health. Some people go plant-based for the environment, because we know that it's the single biggest thing that will help the environment by growing plant foods instead of animal products. And some people go plant-based for ethical reasons. So they don't want to kill any animals. They love all animals. And that. So it's actually a lot more popular than you think. So everyone knows who Virat Kohli is, right? And you'll be surprised. He has actually changed his diet. And you wonder why. Because he is gaining... Yo, get back. So he is basically... has improved his performance. He's gone to the next level. So he's been plant-based for about... I think he's been over a year maybe. And when I found that out, I was ecstatic. Because I've been trying to promote this lifestyle for such a long time. And if a celebrity like him goes plant-based for performance and for many other reasons, you're kind of like, why did you do it sooner? You know, he made my job easier now. Because why is he doing that? You know, he's obviously researched a lot. He's very famous, and he has so many people talking about so many things to him. And so he's gone, right, I want to get my protein from plants. You know, I don't want that animal protein, which is going to affect my performance. And you see, he is a superstar. And it's not only him. Obviously, his wife, Sonam Kapoor, has also gone plant-based. There's quite a few Indian celebrities that have gone plant-based and vegan. So, you know, it's pretty amazing. And it's gaining more popularity because people are realizing that, hang on a second, I'm not getting bloated, I'm not feeling tired. And that's what these celebrities have done, and they've realized. And obviously for health, and also the environment and the animals. So I believe 2020 is a year of change, because more and more people are waking up to this. And so this is where I changed the question, smart strategies for wealth, to smart strategies for health. Because we have to look at ways of gaining our health. And this leads me on to the next question. Oh, sorry. Your health is obviously your most valuable asset, as my brother said. And I know that because I didn't have my health at one point. And, you know, don't wait before it's too late. You know, don't get a disease and then do something about it. Prevention is the next cure. So this leads me on to the next question. Does anyone know the leading cause of death in India? It's heart disease. So it's the number one killer in the world. I'll get to that a bit later. But heart disease. Yeah. So there was a study published in The Lancet, which is the most prestigious medical journal. Okay, it's the highest of the high, looking at heart disease from 1990 to 2016 over a 25-year-old period. And the number of people affected by heart disease has doubled. So from 25 million to 54 million. In India only. And deaths due to heart disease. 1.3 million in 1990 to 2.8 million in 2016. So that's more than double. And in 2020 it's probably going to go above that 3 million. So this is not just a problem in India. 17.9 people die of heart disease every single year. Sorry? Million, sorry. Or what did I say? So it's not just a problem in India, it's the world. So this is according to the World Health Organization as well, by the way. So the question I raise is that what if there was a solution to this increase in mortality? What if we could scientifically prove that heart disease need not exist? And so why is it that the health professionals today, why aren't they suggesting a whole food plant-based diet? Because it's shown to reverse this disease. And why isn't this information available to us? You know, there is one man who is changing that, and his name is Dr. Esselstyn, called Esselstyn. He's from the Cleveland Clinic Wellness Institute in Ohio, in US, and he has been able to scientifically prove that this disease can go away through diet. And so my brother is going to be talking about this now. He's going to show you the evidence and the research behind why this condition is not necessary, it doesn't need to be there. Yeah.
So I'm going to show you some of the research that Dr. Esselstyn did in his studies. And this was done in the 80s, so it's not like this is new information. We've known this for decades. But it hasn't made its way through mainstream medicine yet. So what we're looking at here is an angiogram of a diseased artery. Can you see it? It's kind of just closed up. Okay. This was a doctor, actually, at the age of 42, with normal levels of cholesterol and no signs of heart disease until one day had a really, really big heart attack. Okay. B, this artery here is exactly the same artery 32 months later after a dietary intervention. Up until Dr. Esselstyn did this, it was thought to be impossible to reverse heart disease. And many, many doctors still feel that is the truth today. If you go to see most cardiologists, it is impossible. Diet's got nothing to do with it. I need to cut your chest open.
The disease started to reverse. To get better, as soon as patients stopped eating artery clogging diets,
This is not.
were able to start dissolving some of the plaque away. Arteries without drugs, without surgery, suggesting their bodies wanted to heal all along, but were just never given the chance. That improvement in blood flow to the heart muscle itself on the left was after just 3 weeks eating healthy. We've known about this for decades. American Heart Journal, 1977, cases like Mr. F.W. Your heart disease so bad couldn't even make it to the mailbox. He started eating healthier, and a few months later he was climbing mountains, no pain. And there are these fancy new anti-angina, anti-chest pain drugs out now that cost thousands of dollars a year, but at the highest dose may be able to prolong exercise duration as long as 33.5 seconds. Does not look like those two things the drug route will be climbing mountains anytime soon. See, plant-based diets aren't just safer and cheaper, they can work better because you're treating the actual cause of the disease.
So, here are some of the risk factors for heart disease. So I'm going to tell you some of the things. This can save your life. I mean, you could prevent heart disease just like by changing on what's on your plate. Okay. So, blood pressure, plant-based diet rich in potassium, which helps with that. Cholesterol. Okay, what are the foods that have cholesterol? Animal foods. Plant foods have no cholesterol at all. Okay, so if you want to lower your cholesterol, stop eating it. Simple. Okay, take out the animal foods. Saturated fat and cholesterol cause plaque buildup in the arteries, which slows down your blood flow, and inflammation. So one huge part of heart disease is inflammation. And plant-based diet's shown to reduce that. And the topic that I'm the least popular for talking about. People get really annoyed when I start talking about this because oil causes heart disease. Okay, and no one wants to give up their oil, but if you don't want to have heart disease, take this out of your diet, and you're going to notice big, big differences. It's also great for weight loss because 1 tablespoon of oil has 120 calories. No one realizes that. Okay, it's pure fat. Pure fat. It's like pouring fat out of a bottle. So here's the secret. If you don't want to get heart disease, this is what you need to do. Okay, you need to get your cholesterol below 150 milligrams per deciliter without medication. And the way you do that is by eating a low-fat plant-based diet. And in this study, Dr. Esselstyn had the worst of the worst heart patients. Okay, people that the other doctors had given up on, people that had quadruple bypasses, people that were given 6 months to live, And they were still alive after 20 years. I think I'm nearly done. 2 more slides. So, but some people tell me, oh, changing to a plant-based diet, that's a bit extreme, don't you think? That's a little bit extreme. Well, here's what Dr. Esselstyn thinks is extreme. Okay? 500,000 people a year will have their chest opened up, a vein taken from their leg, and sewn onto their coronary artery. I would call that extreme. Yeah, eating some plants, probably not as bad as that. Just a couple of funny comics, okay? So this was in the newspaper in Australia, I believe. It says, so what, doctor? So now what, doctor? Coronary bypass. Don't worry, it's one of the most common surgeries in the world today. Any alternative? Yes, but it's considered too radical by modern medicine. Go on a plant-based diet. This is in mainstream newspaper. And by hospital regulations, I must advise against it. Really? Why? $200,000 per surgery and zilch for the diet. You do the math. Okay? And then there's a follow-up. So I can avoid coronary bypass surgery just by not eating meat anymore. And dairy, yes. Sigh. You know I'm an American, right? Okay, surgery and rehab and lifelong medications. It is a good choice. All right. I'll go vegan. Oh, and there's a bonus. That'll cure your diabetes. Wait, what? Oh, sorry, I just assumed you knew. Is that it? I've got one more. Okay, so these are the best foods. Okay, is there one more slide? And it actually sounds quite similar to a traditional Indian diet. We are changing our diet to a Western pattern, and we are getting the same diseases as we do in the West. So if you want to reverse heart disease, the answer, I've just given you the answer. Okay? Or if you never want to get heart disease in the first place, which is why, one of the main reasons I went plant-based, because I don't want to die of a heart attack. Science is very clear. You know what to do. Your choice.
Does that apply to coconut oil as well? Can you use coconut oil because that's fruit plant?
Coconut oil is probably the worst of the oils because of its high saturated fat content. Yeah. A study just came out in the last 2 or 3 weeks that showed coconut oil was strongly implicated with heart disease.
Is that when it reaches a certain heat if
Nope.
people are cooking, or it's just
Nope.
really bad? Or
Coconut oil goes hard when it gets cold.
yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the
Clogs things up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this was really bad science that people started thinking saturated fat was good.
Yeah.
And I can tell you maybe about that study later on. But it was very, very bad science. And the Time magazine got out an article saying eat butter and all that stuff. But
But is it still, you shouldn't have it on salads? And
you shouldn't have it on salads. The Mediterranean diet has been compared to the plant-based diet, and the plant-based diet was superior.
Okay.
Okay, and the real benefit of the Mediterranean diet is because it's very, very high in plant content. Fruits, vegetables, beans. Okay, and then they ruin it by pouring pure fat all over the top of it.
Eat the olives.
Yeah, not the oil.
Eat the oil.
Eat the whole food.
Okay.
For the same reason you don't eat sugar.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah? For the same reason, why extract and process one macronutrient out of a food and just eat that?
Yeah. Thank you for answering that.
So you're saying you can eat the coconut, but you can't eat the oil?
That's exactly right. But not too much either. You want to keep your fat low.
So you can eat the avocado, but not the avocado oil.
Bang on.
There's no fiber in oil. There's no
Vitamins, minerals.
all those things. Yeah.
So according to your whatever research you are telling, Indian kitchens should be closed. We cannot cook without oil. We cannot.
We do it.
Very easy. You should look up Sharan, India.
Yeah.
Sharan, India. Amazing.
We can cook all the Indian dishes without oil.
The way we
Doesn't
are
matter.
traditionally brought up, and the coconut oil. When you better not tell this in Kerala.
Oh.
Okay, because that is.
But why shouldn't we tell this? You want people to die of heart attack, or just take some oil out of the diet? I mean, honestly, like people in this room know people who have died of heart attack. It's our responsibility to. It's not like a joke. I don't. It's really quite serious stuff that we're talking about.
But of all the oils, I thought coconut oil was the best.
Yeah.
Till now, till
Yeah.
I spoke to you, because
Yeah.
No, I recently heard some news, maybe recently since 2 years back, that they have virgin coconut oil every day.
Yeah. And who was that? Who was that study? Have you looked at the study? Did you just read the newspaper? Was it, you know, like... it's-
Articles,
Yeah. So what we need to do as people, or people who are interested in our health, is actually, okay, first of all, here's an article. Let's have a look at the study. And most people can't read the study. Because what you have to do is, first of all, look at the authors. That's what I do when I look at a study. I look at the author and say, is there any vested interest in this author? Okay.
I think,
How was the study conducted?
Your diet puts less efforts to make. The
Correct.
way you are telling,
Much less
the
effort.
mothers and our job is lesser when
It's
we come to
true.
that.
It's very easy. It's very easy.
Because we are spending half of our time cooking,
Correct.
3 meals.
Yeah. It's true. It is easier. It is. I mean, I can attest to that.